For those listening to us on YouTube right now, the Hobbs Lady Eagles matchup with Roswell has been delayed. They are waiting for a referee. We should be starting this match around 1:15. That's unofficially, but we are looking forward to getting that going here in just a couple of minutes. We'll start with the pregame show. Once again, we are delayed on the Hobbs-Roswell girls soccer game from Watson Stadium due to a wait for a referee. So please bear with us. We'll get right back with the programming here in just a second. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Again, we are on a delay here for the Hobbs Lady Eagles Roswell matchup. District round going on here in just a few minutes. Should start around 1:15. We are waiting for an official, so that's the reason for the delay. We'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer, including Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Forest Tire, Devon Energy, Robinson and Associates, La Tienda Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, Lee County State Bank, and A-Tech Air Conditioning. Once again, the Hobbs Lady Eagles soccer game with Roswell will start around 1:15 here on YouTube and at hobbsamerica.com. Welcome, everyone, to Watson Stadium. Time for Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer live here on YouTube and also at HobbsAmerica.com. We're here for the Hobbs Lady Eagles last regular season home game at Watson as they hook up with the Roswell Coyotes. Very important game for both teams. They both sit at 1-2 in the district. Of course, Roswell did get a win last week against the Lady Eagles 2-1, a game that was rescheduled due to some wind conditions on the previous setting. They moved it to the next Thursday, and then that's when the game was played. But that was an unfortunate loss for Hobbs on the road, but they're going to try to get back in the winning column. Like I said, very important to the standings at this point because right now at the top of the district standings is Carlsbad at 2-0. Clovis, Roswell, and Hobbs kind of in a tie jam here. Clovis at 1-1. They don't have as many games as the other teams at this point. Roswell and Hobbs at 1-2. So definitely going to be a kind of a jockeying position for the second position, and somebody's got to pick off Carlsbad because the way the playoffs are working for the state tournament for soccer, which is going to be starting April 3rd, is the district champs will automatically get a berth in the tournament, and then there'll be maybe 2 wild card positions added on from teams from around the state, so 2 out of the whole group. So it's not a very easy way to get in. District champ, it's an automatic bid, and then those 2 wild cards. So that's the situation Hobbs has put themselves in at this point. They had a tough game against Carlsbad last week, 1-0 the final in that one. And Coach Lopez thought the team did not come out with the energy that they needed for such a critical game, although the last 7 games between these 2 teams have been 1-goal affairs. So definitely very close competition between the Cave Girls and the Hobbs Lady Eagles. It was tied 0-0 at the half, and then Carlsbad did get their shot with 17:21 left in the second half. Hobbs only got 5 shots on goal in that one. They usually get around 10 to 12, so definitely about half of what they're normally used to. And that had a little bit to do with the energy level. Coach Lopez really couldn't put her finger on the reason for that. Just said the team played lackadaisical, did not get the attack that she was looking for, and it ended up being a loss. And although you always take a look at this series between these teams, I mean, it's always close. They're battling to the end of the game, and that's kind of what the situation was again. Jasmine Martinez was the big bright spot, Coach said, in terms of the defense, stepping up, clearing the balls out, things that she's done all season long. But still, a loss for the Lady Eagles puts them in kind of a logjam there for second. And it could even be lower than that, or they can't afford to lose one more time. The scenario in terms of being eligible for the playoffs for Hobbs at this point, Coach believes that they need to win all the rest of their games. They still have to play Carlsbad and Clovis, and those have to be at least 2 goal wins in each of those contests to be mathematically in the potential for being the district champ. So that's the issue there. Of course, Carlsbad has to lose again, too. They're 2-0 at this point in time. So that kind of sets up what the situation is. We did mention the last time they played, it was 2-1 in favor of Roswell, 1-1 at the half. Roswell did score in the second half to get the victory there. And they have some pretty tough players, and they're youngsters, too. Much of their starting lineup does have underclassmen on this Roswell team. 5 sophomores are starters, 1 freshman, and just 1 senior. So you can see they've got some good history and future history, I should say, or it doesn't make sense putting those 2 words together, but a good history from what they've had in the past this year up until the future next year. This team is kind of a move up from the lower division, so Roswell was not expected to do much this year, but they are kind of hovering in that second spot right now with the Hobbs Lady Eagles. So they got to look out for people like Eliza Lopez. She leads the team in goal scoring. To the first prelim games before district, she had 5 goals to lead the squad. Another good player, Mariana Maldonado, who was second on the team with 3 goals. And Lacey Fuller is kind of their setup artist. She had 5 assists up through the 3 non-district games, so definitely somebody to look at, to be careful to keep her in check and when she heads up into the offensive side of the field. They do have a senior goalie, so she does have some experience with this team. Emily Laura, through 3 games to start the season, she had 10 saves and definitely was helping the cause out there. Kind of a similar situation between Roswell and Hobbs, too. They both pretty much dominated their pre-district opponents, similar opponents as well, because they're trying to keep these teams in the same region. Should announce, too, the referee has just arrived, so we'll be starting here momentarily. Against Artesia, Roswell beat them 5-1. Hobbs shut out Artesia 4-0. Against Lovington, Roswell knocked them off 4-2. Hobbs did better than that with 8-1 a final against them. Goddard 1-0 in favor of Roswell. The Hobbs Lady Eagles beat Goddard 3-1. So if you look at the compared goals between these 2 teams, Roswell outscored those 3 opponents 10-3 and Hobbs 15-2. So Hobbs definitely had the advantage offensively in terms of goals produced. So hopefully that'll work to their advantage in this game. A little bit of a warmer situation than what we saw about a week and a half ago, and there's not as much wind as what was going on in Roswell when those games were played. We're going to take a quick break, 1 minute, and they're getting ready to start. The referees are ready to go. Both teams are standing on the sideline waiting for the anthem. We'll get that going here with YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Hobbs versus Roswell in 60 seconds. Back here at Watson Stadium, Ty friend Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles, the first team on the field. They're wearing their black uniforms and really quickly getting you the starters. Alcie Chacon, the goalie, the junior, she starts, number 0. Alicia Miro, the defensive freshman, she's number 3. Number 5, Jaden Salazar, junior defenseman. Number 7, Danny Rodriguez, their top scorer on the season, the junior forward. Jasmine Martinez, a senior, number 10, the defense player. Also, number 13, Rozzy Ramsey, currently second in scoring for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, a junior midfielder. Number 14, Jasmine Martinez, sophomore defenseman. Number 15, Michaela Salazar, the senior midfielder. Number 17, Brianna Rivera, junior midfielder. Number 19, Tanya Banks, the junior defenseman. And Raina Navarrete, the senior forward. They're starters on the field for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and we're underway as it's Hobbs and Roswell for a big district battle. Lady Eagles in black, white for Roswell. Hobbs with the ball on the far sideline. And a big flip on the kick there. They got a trip also. No call by the official on that one as they're going to continue play. The Lady Eagles playing some D right now as they hit it out to the near sideline here at Watson Stadium. At the 30-yard mark, dribbling around with the ball now is Michaela Salazar. She'll send it off to the far sideline and keep it up and rolling towards the Roswell bench. And it will be the Lady Coyotes who will have the ball now. The throw-in from about midfield, down that far sideline, headed for the Lady Eagles, and we have a flag up by the official. I think somebody stepped on the line with the ball going out as well, so it will be Hobbs getting the possession. Throwing it in will be Desiree Miro, the sophomore. She sends it up that far right sideline. Roswell tried to get a foot on it, went off of Samantha Duran the wrong way, and Hobbs now in the offensive side of the field with the spin move on that far sideline. Going to slow it down a little bit to get the defense checked up a bit so they can get them sucked into their play call here. Brianna Rivera now at the dribble. She spins it at the 10. Try to look for the center, and she hits it hard towards the goalie. Diving for it is Laura to the left of the goal. The ball gets tapped out by Roswell to save any chance for a rebound. It's already one shot on goal for the Lady Eagles. They're not going to waste any time in this one. They will have a corner kick signaled here. Couldn't quite see if the goalie did get a hand on it or not. Did hit that left post, so we'll go ahead and give her a save on that one. But it was a very hard shot there for the Lady Eagles. Will be a corner kick, as I mentioned. A low one towards the left part of the goal. The Lady Eagle falls down right in front, and looked like she came up a little bit hobbled. The ball gets booted out of bounds by the Lady Eagles. Right in front of the goal that time for Hobbs. Trying to get her positioning there was Rozzy Ramsey. Again, second leading scorer on the team. Will be a goal kick now for Emily Lara. Of course, Ashley Chacon is the starter and the goalie, the junior for the Hobbs Lady Eagles at the other end. She's wearing the green glow-in-the-dark top and red for Roswell. Kick to the 30, going to take a roll towards midfield. Roswell punch it ahead. The Lady Eagles take a steal off of it at the 50-yard marker. And a pass off to the left wing. Off the foot of Ramsey, sends it back to the 50-yard line. Dribbled up to the far side by Jasmine Martinez. And her pass up that right side is booted out by Roswell, keeping it out of play. Almost took off her teammates' heads on the bench there. That was a kick from Brianna Fowler. Lady Eagles quickly get it into the right side, dribbling up into the end zone. A shot way over the top of the goal from right or left of the net. Boy, a powerful boot that time for Danny Rodriguez. But it sails over the top. So Hobbs already now 2 shots on goal. She's still trying to get into the back of the net here. As we get ready for a goal shot or goal kick here from Emily Laura on the right side. Taking her time, trying to see where the spread out's going to be on the offense here. It's headed away for the Lady Eagles. Danny Rodriguez got a piece of it, and Roswell's going to pick it back up. Rodriguez trying to take it back, and Hobbs will pick it up on that far sideline off the ricochet. Trying to dribble out of traffic is Michaela Salazar. She gets bodied into by the Roswell defender and gets it to 50-yard marker. It's loose, though. Going to see who's going to jostle for it, and finally picked up for the Lady Eagles by Raina Navarrete at the 30. She's on the middle of the field. Ball gets stripped. And Hobbs was taking another punch at it, but it's booted out on the near left sideline, out of bounds. So it will be Roswell ball. Again, both teams sitting 1-2 in the district, so a very important ball game here. And now a sub already checking in for Roswell. Onto the field for the Lady Coyotes is Tanisha Singleton. The throw-in going to come in from about the 30-yard marker on the near sideline. Stolen by the Lady Eagles off the knee by Rozzy Ramsey. And they'll get the offense set up. A pass to the right hash is booted away by Roswell and sent out of bounds on that far side off the foot of Annalisa Avila. Lady Eagles will have the inbound from the 25-yard marker. Try to get it in down that right sideline to Danny Rodriguez, but it comes off her knee out of bounds. So Roswell will get it back on the turnover. That's the thing about soccer, a lot of errant passes that you really got to keep going. Just because you make a bad one, you go after it. So there's a lot of turnovers in these games. But they're not going to be drastic unless you punch it too far ahead and the other team takes it to the goal. Hobbs gets a steal at the 40-yard line. Trying to turn and go back up is Michaela Salazar on the right hash. She fires it off a pass to the far sideline, picked up by Rodriguez, touches it off right next to her teammate. They're going to call an offside penalty. And throwing her head up in disgust for the Lady Eagles that time, knew they were going to get the flag, was Desiree Miro. Might have had some help from the Roswell coach on that sideline, too, to help out the official, look like, on that one. Raina Navarrete was the one that scored against Roswell in the 2-1 loss of about a week ago. But they didn't have Danny Rodriguez in that ball game. She had a red card prior to that match, so had to sit out the contest. So that is definitely a major factor there. And I believe Brianna Rivera was out of that game also. She had some other issues to take care of. So those two players not in the lineup in that last game against Roswell. And the 2 goals came off of free kicks for the Lady Coyotes. So hopefully that doesn't happen in this one. And Hobbs wants to get at least a 2-goal win in this contest, because that is what is going to get you in the position for possibly being a district champ if they can get Carlsbad to lose at least one match for the rest of this season. Actually, right now, Hobbs with 2 losses, so they'd have to get 2 from Carlsbad. Long inbound towards the 50. It's bounced off a Roswell knee. And a kick for the Lady Eagles to the middle of the field near the 30. Nice chest shot there for Hobbs to keep it in play. Ramsey gives it off to her teammate Navarrete. A power kick is going to just bounce short right to the goalie as Emily Laura picks it up. Wasn't much of a shot. I think she was trying to set it up for a teammate. Laura, almost at the edge of the goalie box, is going to boot it, punt style to the near side. Takes a few bounces towards the 50, heads to the sideline. A header for the Roswell Lady Coyotes and a collision on this near sideline. As it looks like they almost rammed their heads together. That was Banks for the Lady Eagles, and they're going to give it to Roswell. No penalty was assessed on that. They just ran into each other. No, yeah, they're going to give them a free kick. Kind of surprised from the 40-yard line. Looked like just a unfortunate collision. Nobody getting an advantage on them. They both went down like dominoes. Boot to the 50-yard line. Roswell takes a shot, but it's blocked for the Lady Eagles for Hobbs. That was Rodriguez getting a foot on it. Ball gets loose, and the Lady Eagles will pick it back up on the near sideline. Banks has it. She'll send it up the left wing. Picking it up for Hobbs, and a nice dribble. Gets tripped hard by Ramsey's down to the turf. She got flattened, and no call on that. They're going to say it was a play on the ball, and she is flat on her stomach on this near sideline. I'm sure Coach Lopez not a happy camper. You can see her over there on the sideline stomping around, is wanting the referee to answer why her player got taken out, and she's still hunched over here about the 25 on the other side left wing. Rozzy Ramsey getting upended, and kind of surprised she hasn't been subbed yet. I'm sure maybe Coach Lopez didn't see that she was still hurt over here. Roswell does get the clear out on the defense on that far left wing. Trying to turn it and releases Mariana Maldonado. Puts a high kick towards the sideline, and it looks like it's going to be off the Hobbs Lady Eagles, so Roswell will get the inbound. Looks like Ramsey's just going to walk it off now at the 35. She's on the opposite field on the near sideline here, and plays coming from the other side. From the benches. Header for the Hobbs Lady Eagles on the inbound to try to knock it away from Roswell. and it's picked up by Hobbs. A pass to the right hash is knocked away by Roswell, taken back by the Lady Eagles at the 20. Battling for Hobbs is Brianna Rivera. She's driving to the right side of the goal, takes a shot, and it clears in front, but goes out of bounds. Actually, left side, crossed over to the right. And that was a good attempt there. Third shot on goal for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. So that'll be another goal kick here for Emily Lara and the Lady Coyotes. We've got 31 minutes remaining here in the first half, still scoreless, Hobbs and Roswell. Once again, Laura taking her time. Boots it down to the 35, stolen by the Hobbs momentarily. Ball's loose. Lady Eagles pick it up, pass up the field, picked up by Rivera on the right hash. She gets it stripped, and Roswell's going to boot it down the sideline. Chest shot for the Coyotes. Trying to get it back is Duran. Hobbs gets a foot on it, sails over here to the near side, and a steal for the Lady Eagles. Banks will pick it up. Touch pass back over to Ramsey on the left wing. They'll bring it back to the 50-yard marker. Booming kick for Jasmine Martinez. Sends it across the mid-stripe. It's loose. Hobbs will pick it up again and boot it back by Jasmine Martinez. Lady Eagles try to track it down on the far right sideline, but unable to come up with it. Good attempt to try to save that on that far side by Desiree Muro. It looks like we have a sub checking in for the Lady Coyotes. As onto the field will be Nayeli Sierra. Roswell inbound, going to come in from about the 25 on the far left sideline. Ball bounces off the ground. Sidewinder kicks coming up that near side, and Roswell trying to get a run on it. A saving swipe at the ball by Salazar to boot it out for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Trying to stop the fast break action there for Roswell. They're going to get the inbound quickly, though, right in front of the end zone. Ball gets ricocheted, and a little half shot there on the right side of the goal rolls out of bounds. Not much of a, I wouldn't say that's much of a shot attempt, more like a pass setup there. But it will be a goal kick for the Lady Eagles. Taking care of it for Hobbs will be Jasmine Martinez. And a sub going to check in for Hobbs. Seeing her first action today, Alexis Sanchez, the junior midfielder. Here's a kick from Martinez. Takes a roll at the 30. Roswell gets a foot on it. Hobbs will pick it back up. In charge by Rodriguez. She'll send it to the far sideline, but overshoots her teammate that time. It sails out of bounds, intended for Desiree Muro. And now Roswell not taking any time to get it in. These teams are fast and ferocious both ways. Getting a foot on it for Hobbs, though, on the inbound, knocking it out, was Alexis Sanchez. Roswell get it in. They'll send it back to their defense and get the offense set. Kick up ahead to the 30. Knocks off a Hobbs Lady Eagles. Stolen away by Michaela Salazar as she sends it to the right wing. Dribble up the right sideline and a pass deep down to towards the end zone. Picking it up is Navarrete on the right of the goal. Sets a center pass and a shot over the top of the net. Had her opportunity point blank that time, but unfortunately couldn't come up with it. Danny Rodriguez got a big boot, but it sails up with a helium look and goes over the top of the football goalpost. 4 shots on goal so far. Roswell, maybe technically 1 shot on goal. That last one was pretty weak, but we might give them a number on that one. It's been about the 4th goal kick now for Roswell. With 28 minutes left here in the first half, still 0-0 Hobbs and the Lady Coyotes. Here goes Laura now from the right of the net. Stolen with the chest by Navarrete, but couldn't get a grip on it. Ricochets back. Hobbs will pick it up. Doing a good job of maintaining control. Booting it off to the right wing is Brianna Rivera. Ball gets knocked up in the air now. And a headshot for the Lady Eagles at the 25. A couple of times there for Salazar off her noggin. Ball loose in front of the goal at the 5-yard line. Roswell gets a boot on it, keeps going between white and black now, pulling it down finally, and a shot taken on the run, but it sails right of the goal. Now, once again, that was Rozzy Ramsey, but 5 shots on goal for the Lady Eagles, trying to find the back of the net. You can see a lot more attack, though, compared to that game against Carlsbad here the other night. Lady Eagles are getting a lot more shots. In fact, they've already got 5 shots on goal, and that was a complete total against Carlsbad earlier this week. Header for the Lady Eagles to try to get the steal. Navarrete at the 30, but it goes in Roswell's direction. Getting a piece of it for a second is Lopez, and stolen for the Lady Eagles. In transition on the left hash is Ramsey. tries to send it up ahead, but the pass taken away from Rodriguez, and Roswell have it on the near sideline at the 35 in their backfield. Strong dribble up the side by Lopez. Tries to pass, and Banks powers it out of bounds. Great job of getting her body right in position to block that pass, and knocks it out of bounds on the near side. Another sub, so both teams are starting to bring in the subs for both benches here, as checking in is Eleni Marquez. She comes in for Singleton. Roswell inbound from the 40. High one. Headshot for the Lady Eagles. Trying to get it away is Alexis Sanchez on this near sideline. Banks in there again, putting up a shoulder, but taken away by Montanez. She tries to fire a shot from the left of the goal, and it just rolls right up to Chacon, the goalie for the Lady Eagles. So that's her second shot on goal. Both of them pretty weak at this point, though. Low kick. It's knee away for Carlsbad, or I keep saying Carlsbad. The white uniform is giving me away here. Roswell. The ball comes off of them, and it rolls into the Hobbs Lady Eagle front offensive field. Hobbs is going to track it down on the right hash as Martinez weaving through traffic left of the goal. Little tap shot over to the goalie, and call that a shot on goal with not much velocity. That's number 6, but no chance for it to go into the net. Laura will take it and hold on to it now. Takes a few walks over to the right side and then turns and boots a hard one down to the 50. It's kneed away by the Lady Eagles, though, to the near side, but knocked out by Roswell. Keep having Carlsbad on my mind in this one because they are the top of the district right now. And Hobbs is hoping that somebody else can pick him off. The inbound from Banks comes out to the near side. A header for the Lady Eagles. Getting a piece of it is Rodriguez, but then kicked away to the left side by Lopez for Roswell. And that will go out of bounds. Hobbs will get the inbound on that far right sideline. 24 minutes left, first half. 0-0, Roswell and Hobbs. A couple of district games left for the Lady Eagles. Again, they got to win straight out and win by 2 goals apiece in each of the games remaining. Inbound comes with a deflection. Martinez is going to try to center it up, but Roswell gets a boot on it and kicks it out of bounds from in front of the goal area. Strong boot by Angela Monreal. And they're going to say that is a corner kick. Hobbs will have it left of the goal. Actually, no, they give it a throw-in instead. And now the kick coming from about the corner kick area. The ball's headed into the goal. It was on the right side and just kind of hiding out there, almost a camouflage that time. Michaela Salazar with the peekaboo header, right part of the goal, back of the net. That's how you get the job done. So Salazar putting her Lady Eagles in that first scoring position. That was the 7th shot on goal. I'm trying to find out who that was out there in that deep right corner to boot that into the scoring position. I believe that was Desiree Miro that's the one that put that near the goal from the corner area. They had a throw-in over there, and then they just booted it hard, and there she was, Salazar with the header at the 24-minute mark. So Hobbs gets up quick. 1-0 your score. Banks gets a foot on it here at the 50-yard marker, and it goes out of bounds. Tracking it down is Montanez for Roswell. They're not going to waste any more time. A long, high throw-in, and Hobbs is going to boot it out of bounds on that near sideline off the foot of Jasmine Martinez. 23 minutes left, first half. It's 1-0 Hobbs. Would love to even up the series with these Lady Coyotes and pull ahead of them in the standings in the district. At the 20-yard line, putting it in over her head is Duran. And looks like a body foul was called against possibly Roswell. They roll it out of bounds for some reason. Maybe it was a throw-in violation because it's not going to be a free kick. Instead, it will be the Lady Eagles getting the throw-in. That is Banks to take care of that. Ball comes to the 45. Stolen away for Roswell by Sierra. Her pass deflected and stolen by Salazar for the Lady Eagles. Spots it up to midfield. Gets past the outstretched foot of Rodriguez, and Roswell boots it ahead, getting a chance for a shot. The ball rolls to the Lady Eagles goalie, and picking it up is Chacon. Boy, chasing that down full speed was, I believe, Eliza Lopez that time. Or actually, correction, that was Mariana Maldonado off to the races, but Hobbs able to come up and get it there for Chacon. Ball gets booted out of bounds near midfield. Will be Hobbs' possession. Banks will jog up there, take over the throw-in chores. At the 50-yard marker. Throws a high one. Ball's headed forward for the Lady Eagles by Navarrete. Gets booted back by Roswell. They're trying to send it ahead again. And the defense is kind of slowing down as Roswell's going to track it. And they have to be careful, though, because they're close to being offside. It's booted out of bounds by the goalie, though, for Hobbs, Ashley Chacon. But, boy, the defenders there kind of looked like they were sucking some wind at that point, and the white jerseys were getting past him, but they had to be careful of that onside penalty regardless. Maybe that was part of the strategy there for Hobbs. Inbounding on the near side is Sierra. Throws it to left of the goal. Chest play for the Lady Eagles, and booting it out of there was Martinez. Knocks off the foot of the Lady Eagles at the 25, coming off of Navarrete, and so it'll be back to Roswell. So Roswell's been trying to get the offense going with these long passes up ahead to try to track them down and out-sprint the Lady Eagles on defense there. That's where their shots are coming from. The inbound gets away from Roswell and taken away by Rodriguez. Sends it to the left wing to Navarrete. Stolen by Roswell. Can't tell if that's blue or red or what on their uniforms. Get me caught up here. Hot shot deflection off of Ramsey's foot. Hits right in the chest of Duran for Roswell and picked up for the Lady Eagles near the 35-yard line off the foot of Salazar. She tries to pass upfield on the right wing. And I think it went off her last as she was getting challenged by Nayeli Sierra. Sierra's going to be the one to inbound on that far sideline right in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagle bench. She waits her turn here as the official is slowing up the action for some reason. Has some words for two of the girls I think were battling a little bit tough there. They're going to send a sub in as well for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and that will be Alexis Sanchez, the junior midfielder. Well, actually, correction, for the Roswell Coyotes, that was a sub. Lacey Fuller, she's one of their top assists, and she tries to take a shot immediately coming to the game from the 25-yard line, the left hash, and she got crumpled. Sandwiched by two players. We got a yellow card on the field. And I'm not sure if that was on the player or whether that, because the official ran over to Coach Lopez, and I think he yellow carded her because he put the card right in her face. Coach Lopez clapping her hands down to try to keep her team motivated. But, boy, Fuller just barely checked in, and she got crumpled at the 25. I think Coach Lopez was thinking that she might have ran into the defenders, but the official does call the penalty kick here, and I don't think that's where the yellow card came in. I think it was because of the lobbying on the sideline. So they will get the free kick from about the 29-yard line. So they're about 39 yards away from goal here. Long run up to the ball by Lopez. I think they're going to switch their kicker too. They're going to take even a longer shot here. Actually going to switch and go now with Lissa Campos at the 29 to kick. Shorten up her run. Sends a high one towards the goal. Well past her forwards there, and going to be an easy scoop up for the Lady Eagles. Taken down for Chacon. She's going to boot it hard. Takes a bounce at the 40, still in the backfield. And Roswell's going to get a piece of that in their defensive side. Hobbs will boot it ahead, though, at the last second off the foot of Rodriguez, but it rolls right back to the other goalie now, Emily Laura. Both teams kind of feel each other out to see what's going to get open on those long balls. 20 minutes left here in the first half, and we're 1-0 Hobbs over Roswell. The goal kick takes a few bounces. Roswell sitting it ahead on that far sideline. The Lady Eagles going to have to get their defense back there, and chugging it to get in time as Jasmine Martinez gets a piece of it. Ball is going to get knocked out on that back line. I'm actually going to call it out on that far side near the corner area. And they're actually moving it up even more to the 5-yard line. Martinez sends it up, and Roswell is going to get a header on it. And it'll come off the Roswell player out of bounds off the head of Avia, so Hobbs possession. Inbound quickly up that right wing. Roswell gets a steal, tries to center it at the 30, and Hobbs gets the steal back themselves. Errant pass, though, to the 50, gets booted straight up in the air by Roswell. Lady Eagles going to track it down on that far sideline. And a big battle between the Lady Eagles' Jasmine Martinez and Nayeli Sierra as Hobbs will get the better deal. It goes off the white foot. Hobbs will inbound that far right wing. Jasmine Martinez sends it up the sideline, but out of bounds. Roswell will get the possession back off the turnover at the 50-yard line. It looks like a sub now in for the Lady Coyotes, as they'll get the inbound now in front of the Hobbs bench. Checking in for Roswell is Ruth Martinez, seeing her first action. And the throw-in coming from that left wing from Karen Avia. As she tries to get into the 45, Roswell player gets run over. Danny Rodriguez being a little bit physical that time and goes right over the top of the new sub, Martinez. That's the second time a new sub has been gotten physically taken advantage of just a bit. And Coach Lopez thought that was a quick whistle again, but that's what the call's going to be. So penalty kick there from the 45-yard line inside the offensive territory of Roswell. A little bit of a delay here. Not sure what's going on that far side. As Coach the official went over to the bench area. Thought he was going to talk to Coach, but instead had some words for the bench. And now we've got a official timeout as the referee's going to the sideline to talk to his line judge. And they're trying to get some subs in there. I think that was what happened. Is the girl that got crumpled, she's going to go off the field. She's been injured. So leaving the game will be Ruth Martinez. Another penalty kick from the 45 this time. Still on the offensive side for Roswell. Taking care of the kick will be Campos. Sends a low one. Down, picked up at the 20 on the left hash. And stolen by the Lady Eagles momentarily. But Fuller gets a piece of it for Roswell. Tries to pass inside of the 10. It's ricocheted by the Lady Eagles. A header for Roswell. And here's Hobbs now with the ball on the left wing as it comes off a leg. Ramsey dribbles up the sideline. Touch pass up to Rodriguez, same side, and booted away by Roswell. Hobbs will get it back off the chest shot by Salazar. And a booming kick down the field into the front field and goes off the foot of Sierra. Hobbs will get it back at the 40. Turns and firing a pass is Sanchez to the right wing, but past her teammate. As that will go out of bounds. Trying to come back to get it for Hobbs was Desiree Muro. Clock to 16:40 left here in the first half. Hobbs up 1-0 after a header for a goal from Michaela Salazar at the 24-10 mark. That was about 8 minutes ago. The inbound to the 50-yard line. Bounces around by both teams. Chest shot there by Salazar. They're going to say it touched her hand, so they call the penalty against the Lady Eagles, and that'll be Roswell's kick from the 45 going in. Taking care of the boot for Roswell will be Eleni Marquez. Sends a high one towards the 10-yard line. Lady Eagles on the right hash. Boot it straight up in the air. Takes about 10 minutes to come down. And trying to get her head on it was right for Hobbs, but it's taken back for the Lady Eagles in stride. Jasmine Martinez, a 2-on-3. Dribbles to the left hash. Continues ahead of beating 3 defenders. Gets bumped to the back. Takes a shot over the goalie and scores. She got shoved in the back. I don't think they even had the penalty. The goalie tries to chase up, and boy, she went to the mat, Danny Rodriguez, taking on 3 defenders, and then the goalie got past 3 of them and took the shot for the score. So Hobbs now up 2-0. What a hustle job there for Jasmine Martinez at the 15:51 mark. The goalie still trying to get herself collected there. That's Emily Laura. I'm not sure if she actually collided with Martinez. Martinez kind of leaned forward when she was taking the shot. I keep saying Martinez. That was Danny Rodriguez. And she kind of flattened out, but I didn't see her actually colliding with the goalie that time. So 2-0 your score. 15:51 left here in the first half. Again, Roswell scored 2 goals against Hobbs in that last matchup. Of course, the Eagles scored 1. So Hobbs matching those points right now. Roswell gets that start off with the kick. Back to their 20 to set up. Get the defense kind of adjusting here. Headers by both teams at the 45. It'll be loose. Hobbs will pick it up. Pushed ahead on the near side, and Roswell just going to boot it out of bounds by Angela Monreal. So Lady Eagles will get the inbound. Get 2-0. Midway through this first half. The inbound coming off the hip of Rodriguez on the near side. Saved for Hobbs by Ramsey. Rodriguez gets it, tries to spin, falls to the floor, and it's taken away by Roswell. But they boot it right back out of bounds. They tried to set it up for one of their wings to get out there, and it goes past Duran, so Hobbs will get it back. Quick inbound. Almost hit the goalie in the head that time. Stolen by Roswell at the 30. Ball kicked ahead. Nice chest shot by Banks. Takes a few dribbles. Gets it stolen at 50, but it's deflected off to her teammate. That's Martinez on the right wing. Passes it ahead to the right side to Rivera as she tries to keep it up the sideline, but over boots her teammate, Jasmine Martinez. Sub coming in for Roswell. Checking on for the Coyotes is Tanisha Singleton. They'll throw it in from the 25, a high one in their backfield. Nice header for Hobbs, just send it back to him. Coming off the noggin of Muro. Roswell gets a boot on it, though, and sends it up that far right sideline. Hobbs trying to return it. Salazar lost it on a first swing of her leg, and now Hobbs will still pick it up on that far side. Errant pass, though, stolen by Fuller. Lacey Fuller spins, pass to the midfield to the 45. It's loose. Hobbs returns it back on the right hash. Again, Fuller has it, tries to dribble, and is stripped right from behind at the 40. Nice defense by Hobbs. Salazar, pass up the far sideline, right to Roswell, but they can't get control of it, and it goes off the foot of a Lady Coyote. Last touch by Annalisa Avila. Hobbs taking a little bit more time to get the throw in on this go-around. Jasmine Martinez on the far side, a high inbound. Ball gets knocked around. Coming through the traffic is Rodriguez on the right hash. Centers it up. A shot from the right of the goal, and it just barely goes outside. Good attempt there by Rozzy Ramsey. That is the 9th shot on goal for the Lady Eagles so far. They've converted 2 of them by Salazar and Rodriguez. About 9 minutes apart on those here in the first half. 13:15 left here in the first half. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you today, live from Watson Stadium. Getting ready for another goal kick for Emily Lara. Keeps it towards the right hash. Comes off the head of Salazar, and a big boot for Roswell, but straight up in the air at the 35. Roswell gets a foot on it again. And a nice chest job for Salazar to keep it down. Roswell keeps getting a piece of it, though. And at the bunch of head action going on now, a lot of people chasing. On the right side of the goal, getting banged up by Rodriguez. Tries to center it. A shot at the top of the goal box comes off. And a rebound for the Lady Eagles on the right side. Rodriguez gets her own rebound that time. Or actually, correction, that was Ramsey. And knocked out of bounds by Roswell. 10th shot on goal so far for the Lady Eagles. Inbounding is Ramsey from the near sideline. Gets it into Rodriguez. Very hard to tell those two apart from the backside. Rodriguez and Ramsey. She turns and tries to fire from about the 15-yard line. The ball sails outside, no good for Danny Rodriguez. So 11 shots on goal. Get down to the 12-minute mark here in the first half. We also have Hobbs Lady Eagle Hoops starting off today. First game of the season. They'll be up in Ruidoso to take on Moriarty at 6:30. That'll be on YouTube, again, right here on the Hobbs Sports Network on YouTube. They also have radio coverage if you want to listen to that at 100.9, the Eagle. Big goal kick to the 50-yard line. The Hobbs Lady Eagles get a chest in front of it and boot it out of the traffic. Comes off the foot of Lavaretti in the front field. Gives off a pass left wing to Ramsey. Tries to center it back up. Roswell gets a piece of it. And Hobbs will get it off the deflection. Coming back up the near sideline, but overshooting the pass was Ramsey. Now trying to battle to save it for Hobbs for just a second, but then Roswell gets a foot on it and knocks it out. Last touch by the Lady Eagles, coming off of Salazar at the 45. So we'll have Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball. Also some action here at Tasker Arena tonight. Hobbs JV will open up their season against Carlsbad, so definitely want to catch that at Tasker at 6 o'clock. That will not be televised, though, at least here on YouTube. So you'll have to go to the arena. Inbound from the 50. Hobbs getting a foot on it. Goes back to the Roswell defensive set. Goes over the top of Banks' head up on the near sideline. She's going to have to track it down and just boot it out of bounds and not want to see a chance for a goal set up there, as Lopez will be the inbound for Roswell. On the right side, throws it towards the goal. Lady Eagles defense step up, and Salazar puts it upfield to the 30-yard line, taken by Rodriguez. Sends it off to the right wing, coming up the right hash now. Stop and go with the dribble now for Alexi Wright. Continues down to the 15, down to the 10, centers it up. Ball's going to roll back, and the defender for Roswell got a foot on it right to the goalie, but it was pretty close, a little bit too hard that time, and almost got by her own goalie. Right to the end of the goal box is Laura to boot it hard to the 50. Roswell is going to track it down and send it straight ahead, and going to chase it is Lopez. Hobbs will get a foot on it to knock it out of the way on the far sideline by Jaden Salazar. So doing a good job to clear it out for the Lady Eagles. And Hobbs will get the inbound as well. Quick throwing on that far sideline off the foot of Rodriguez. A couple Roswell jerseys on top of it. Hobbs gets it back on the errant pass at the 50-yard line. Dish off to the left side is knocked right back to the Roswell passer, Anna E. Sierra. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles going to boot it out of the mess as it's over to the far side. Ball's going to take a few bounces and goes right to the Lady Eagles bench. Real tough shot there by Jaden Salazar to clear it out. 9 minutes left here in the first half. Still 2-0 Hobbs over Roswell. The inbound to the far sideline. Goes back deep to the 20. Pass off to the left hash is stolen by Hobbs by Jasmine Martinez. A 1-on-2. Puts the brakes on. A pass to the left of the goal and a shot hard with the left foot from the right of the goal. Unfortunately, it goes over the top. Good strong shot for Jasmine Martinez, but unfortunately doesn't hit pay dirt. Good attempt for the Lady Eagles. Correction, that was not her. That was Brianna Baker, the sub who had just been in. 12 shots on goal for the Lady Eagles. They have committed 2 goals at this point to the back of the net. A header. So goals for Michaela Salazar and Danny Rodriguez so far. Another goal kick for Emily Lara to the left hash. Getting physical with it and continue to move it up the field for Roswell as the ball comes off the foot of Elisa Lopez. They're going to say a Hobbs Lady Eagles touch. A long pass gets past the Hobbs Lady Eagle defenders at the 10-yard line. Shot on goal. Goes through the football uprights from about 15 yards away. And just a little bit lower on that shot, and that would have been a high goal because that would have been pretty tough for Chacon to come down with it. So that shot attempt by Samantha Duran. That's the third shot on goal for the Lady Coyotes. Clock to 7:40 left first half. Still 2-0 Hobbs. Goal kick to the 30. Tracking it down for the Lady Eagles at midfield is Danny Rodriguez. Pass off to the left, stolen right back away by Arlette Montanez for Roswell. Banks is going to track it down off the errant pass, and she can't save it. And I think she kind of turned her ankle, her left ankle. She is hopping now. Is going to have to sit down out of bounds because she definitely turned that on the field turf. Coach Lopez looking across the field to see if her defenseman is going to be out or not. She's been a very important part of the Hobbs Eagle defense in that deep back. So Coach Lopez still watching to see if she's going to make a decision on a sub or not. And yes, they are going to go to their bench. So Banks will have to come out on the injury, and coming in for her. Give me just a second. There you have number 20, which I didn't have on the roster. Not sure who that is that they checked in. And we went through 2 rosters today to double check who all might be playing in this game, and 20 was not on that list, so I'm not sure who that is, but we will see if we can find that out here at halftime. So Coach Lopez and one of her assistants now are going to help off the injured Banks, and she is needing some help. They're carrying her off the field now. It looks like an ankle injury, the left ankle. Sore loss for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. She is a major power back there on defense. So we'll wait for the Roswell throw-in from the near sideline. It's headed by the Lady Eagles. Deflection right back over to Rodriguez at the 30. Cross-field pass on the right hash. Tracking it down on the far sideline, Alexi Wright to bring it up the field to the 30, to the 25, the 20, to the right hash, 15, 10. Then Roswell gets a slide shot on it to the far sideline. Coyotes get the steal. They try to send it up the sideline. The Lady Eagles get the steal right back. And then it goes to Roswell again. There's a whistle, a penalty called by the official. I think a high kick was the call there. They're going to bring it all the way back to the 40-yard line. And that's where Jaden Salazar gets the ball set down for her teammate to do the boot. That will be Jasmine Martinez now to kick from about the 32. Clock down to 6:20 left here in the first half. Martinez puts some air underneath it. It's going to take a roll towards the goal box and rolled up on the left side by Emily Laura. Turns and boots it quick. Stolen by the Lady Eagles at the 50. Nice return by Martinez. But Roswell gets it back on the near side. Tracking it down and turning and firing a pass up ahead to try to lead her teammates was Iglesias. Loose towards the goal and picked up right at the front of the goal box. Nice job for Ashley Chacon putting her body on the line there as she stood right in front of that striker and just challenged her to come even closer, Mariana Maldonado. So great job for Chacon. Give her a save on that one. Ball passed up ahead for the Lady Eagles on a 2-on-2. Getting ahead of the game is Rodriguez on the left of the goal. Tap shot right to the goalie, though. Easy stop for her. 13th shot on goal, third save now for Emily Laura. 5:20 remaining here in the first half. 2-0, Hobbs over Roswell. They get a steal at the 50 stripe. Roswell booted ahead again to see if their forwards could track it down. Instead, the Hobbs Lady Eagles going to sprint back as Jaden Salazar has it on the far right sideline. Just dribbles a little bit to challenge that front for Roswell. Up that near sideline on the dribble. Lady Eagles get it for a few seconds, and Roswell puts a boot on it. Goes out of bounds in front of the Hobbs bench. Coach Lopez now going over to the cart as they're going to get ready to take Banks to the training room now. She does have that ankle wrapped up. Ball's inbound to the far side to Rodriguez. Few dribbles on it. Gets a double team. Stripped by Roswell, but it goes out of bounds. 4:30 remaining in the half. Hobbs would love to add on another goal here, up 2-0. The inbound's deflected by Roswell at the 50. Try to push it ahead, but stolen for the Lady Eagles by Martinez. Gets booted out of her grasp there as Hobbs has got to track it back on defense. And battling for Roswell on the left of the goal is Eliza Lopez. Sends it back to the 10. Ball is a ricochet as Hobbs and Roswell collides. And, boy, one of the players runs into the goalie as Ashley Chacon stepped up left of the box and gets bodied up that time by Lopez. Kind of dancing around with the ball now. Top of the goal box as she gets rid of it on the kick. Takes a bounce at the 50. Hobbs will get it. Trying to turn with it is Rodriguez. She gets pushed. No call. Continues to move up the left hash on a 2-on-3. Middle of the field. Passes straight ahead, seeming to get her goalie out of the box there, and stepping up to make the scoop is Laura. Challenging the goalie that time to try to boot that through was Baker. Never got a chance to kick it. Hobbs gets a steal on the goal kick at the mid-stripe. Hobbs will pick it up by Rodriguez at the 30-yard line. She tries to pass right, but sails in front of her teammate. Intended for right, goes out of bounds on that far left side. 3:15 remaining here in the first half. Hobbs up 2-0. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors of Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer as we continue here in the first half action. Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Forest Tire, Devon Energy, Robinson & Associates, La Tienda Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, Lee County State Bank, and A-Tech Air Conditioning. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer sponsors for the 2021 spring season. 2:43 left here in the first half. 2-0 Hobbs lead over Roswell. Lady Eagles take a little tap shot on that 35 in their front field. Goes back to Roswell, who boots it strong to the 50. And a header for the Hobbs Lady Eagles at the mid-stripe. Rolls up towards the 35-yard line, and Roswell going to get a piece of it. And they're going to boot it out of action here to the near side. Header for the Hobbs Lady Eagles by Rosie Ramsey. She'll track it down back at the 40. Gives it back to her defense at the mid-stripe. Return to Ramsey on the left wing, but it's in front of her out of bounds. So trying to get something started there, but she did get the pass up this left wing. But unfortunately a little bit too hard for her to track down off the pass from Raina Navarrete. We're into add-on time now, which we should have some substantial add-on time. We had a couple of injuries and delays, so we'll see how much will add on to this 2 minutes that we're at right now. It's Steele on the inbound for Hobbs. As a pass cross field left to right. Tracking it down is right, not being able to get to it in time. Roswell keeping up the far sideline. Dribbling is Sierra. Tries to send it up to the left hash, and boy, Hobbs getting away with a major shove to the turf that time. As getting physical was Jaden Salazar. The Roswell player is hunched up on the ground, doubled over. We got an official timeout, so we're adding a lot of time to this clock here due to some injuries. That's the two subs went down seconds into the ball game, and now this one was been in for a while, but she takes a pretty hard hit as well. Coach is coming out on the field to help her out. She's going to have to leave now as the oh, boy, she is completely staggering right now. Almost passed out right there on the field. They're going to make her sit back down on the turf there. That was a major blow. I didn't realize that she might may possibly even have a concussion there. She got up and started almost ready to fall the turf, and so we're going to have an official timeout to take care of that. We'll take a quick 60-second break. You're listening to Hobbs Lady Eagle Soccer on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Back in 1 minute. Back live here at Watson Stadium after a Roswell timeout. They've got live action going now. We should have quite a few minutes added on to this game here in the first half due to some injuries we've had in this one. Kind of a physical battle going on as Hobbs leads 2-0. Lady Eagles will pass it up ahead on the near side. Tracked down for Hobbs by Ramsey. She tries to center, but Roswell boots it hard to the 50. But it's going to go right back to Hobbs on the left hash. Dribbling with it is Martinez. Crosses it over to the right side. And tracking it down for the Lady Eagles is Martinez. Pass up to the right wing. Ricochets off Roswell. And a nice steal for the Coyotes by Lopez. And we got a penalty call. Nope, that's the end of the half. Boy, they didn't put much time back on there with the add-on time. So we're going to have a halftime break. Hobbs leading over Roswell 2-0, coming off of goals from Michaela Salazar and Danny Rodriguez at the 24 and the 15-minute mark. I got a feeling this is going to get a lot tighter as this second half comes up here. A lot of physical play there towards the end. Hobbs had 13 shots on goal, just 3 for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. So it's going to be a battle to finish up here at District. Very important game as both teams are 1-2. We're going to take a 3-minute break live here on YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner, stay with us. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles lead Roswell at the half here in soccer action. 2-0 to scores as coming off of the Eagles in this first half. A 24-minute score from Michaela Salazar and a 15-minute score by Danny Rodriguez. The difference 2-0. 13 shots on goal for the Lady Eagles, 3 for Roswell. And before the game, I had a chance to talk to Coach Lopez about the situation with games this year and how the schedule's so much compacted due to COVID. And she says some teams it's actually been an advantage because some of their teams don't have enough JV, so they move everybody up into the varsity squad. Roswell being one of those, they do not have a JV team right now, so they only have one game today, which is the varsity game. And that does what Lopez says. It does kind of help these teams solidify a team and keep them in more chemistry from the start. So that's kind of what Roswell is looking at this point, although they're trailing Hobbs by 2. So you kind of wonder if maybe Hobbs is kind of taking advantage and taking care of business in this ball game, not caring about those extra things that Roswell might be using to their advantage. Looking at the schedule so far this season, you look at the district, very much of a logjam right now. Carlsbad at 2-0, Clovis at 1-1, Roswell at 1-2, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles at 1-2. So you can see how critical this game is to get the victory here. Hobbs defeated Clovis 2-1 once this season, so they still have one more game to play with them. They lost to Roswell 2-1. So that kind of sets it up at this point. Carlsbad, they lost to them 1-0. One more game will be April 3rd coming up this week as Hobbs will travel to Carlsbad. So that will be a tough game on the road. Again, the Cave Girls need to get beat at least once or more, actually more than once, because Roswell and Hobbs both with 2 losses. Clovis is kind of the wild card at this point. They haven't played their third game yet. Neither has Carlsbad. So those two are playing, I believe, today. I'll have to double check on the schedule on that one. But it'd be nice to see Clovis pick off Carlsbad, especially since the Lady Eagles are one up on Clovis at this point if there was a tiebreaker at the end. Again, we mentioned in the pregame show, too, Coach Lopez talking about the fact that Hobbs definitely needs to win on out with the rest of the games that they have. At the same time, just to keep the mathematical margin where it needs to be, it needs to be at least a 2-goal advantage in all these games. And right now, that's what she's getting. Kind of ironic. It's exactly what the number is all about. So that's where we're sitting at this point. Again, Carlsbad in the driver's seat at the stage in time with the 2-0 record. They have definitely got a strong team. Very close game that they played with Hobbs this last week was just 1-0. Game was scheduled over here at Watson after the boys' game because there was not a JV team to deal with, so they decided to move that on to a doubleheader here. Coach Lopez wasn't too upset about that because it was a night game. They don't get a lot of opportunities to play those, but they got to play under the lights here. But unfortunately, it was a 1-0 loss. So both of those games, the boys and girls, will be on the road next week. So that's pretty much setting up what we have to look forward to. Looks like the Hobbs Lady Eagles are starting to come back to the field. Roswell's been out here the whole time. We will take another 2-minute break. Get ready for the second half action as Hobbs leads Roswell 2-0. Stay with us on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Back here at Watson Stadium, Ty friend Ron Gunter as the Hobbs Lady Eagles lead 2-0 over Roswell. I'd like to thank our sponsors of Lady Eagles soccer this season, including Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Demon Energy, Robinson and Associates, Forest Tire, La Tienda Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, A-Tech Air Conditioning, and Lee County State Bank. We're underway here in this second half, and Roswell will take it into their defensive backfield. Booted strong up to the left hash. Hobbs will get a piece of it and ricochets around for a few plays there as it comes off on the near side. Trying to save it for Hobbs, and coming off the foot was Alexi Wright. Carlsbad's going to fire it up the field. Knocked back for the Lady Eagles as tracking it down is Navarrete on the near side. Goes on the floor for it, and we got a whistle. They're going to say that tripping call against the Lady Eagles. So Roswell, who's wearing their white uniforms, going from right to left, and black for the Lady Eagles, left to right. Free kick comes up the left hash, headed by the Coyotes for Samantha Duran. Hobbs will get it back after a chest shot and pass off to the near side. Pass up the near sideline. Check coming after it is Alexi Wright. Roswell boots it out for just a second. Taken back for Hobbs by Rivera. Kick down the field to the right hash. Off the chest of Rodriguez. Kind of lost it momentarily, and Roswell gets a foot on it. It's loose near on the 40-yard line. Hobbs will track it back for Rivera. Pass up to the right wing. To right. She's going to go track it down on the right corner. Tries to center it up. Back towards the goal on the left of the upright. Now it's taking a shot herself and puts it right through the football uprights there. And that doesn't count for 3 goals. Counts for 0 in soccer. That is the 14th shot on goal for the Lady Eagles in this one. And getting past their average on the season, so definitely came out with a reckless abandon out here today. It's something that Coach wasn't too happy about against Carlsbad, only getting 5 shots on goal with their average between 10 and 12. And today, like I said, 14. That was 13 through the first half of action. The goal kick gets through for Roswell at the 45. Hobbs gets the steal off the hip shot. Tracking it down for Hobbs is Salazar in the left wing. Takes a few dribbles, passes it up to the left hash by Rodriguez now. And she'll send it back to the left wing. Coming over to get it is Navarrete on the left hash. Stop and go. Centers it up to Salazar. Turns and fires a shot right to the goalie. So kicking that one on the run. Correction on the player. That was Michaela Salazar. 15 shots on goal for Hobbs. And a nice save pulled down by Emily Laura for the Lady Coyotes. The big boot rolling into the Hobbs defensive backfield. Comes off the chest of Salazar. She'll take it to the far sideline left with the dribble. Keeps it on the same side with a lefty pass. And missing a 360 spin on the ball with her foot was Vasquez, who just looks up in the sky after she missed it. Kind of that Lucy and Charlie Brown situation with the football. But getting ahead of the action, the Hobbs Lady Eagles taking it to the hole from the left side, or make it the right side of the goal, was their top scorer on the season, Rodriguez, but unfortunately kicks it right to the goalie. So that's the 16th shot on goal. Another save for Lara. That's her second here in the second half. Kick to the 45. Taken away for the Lady Eagles by Salazar. She'll keep it left with the pass off to that far sideline. Crossover move for the Lady Eagles. To the left hash. Another shot taken for the Lady Eagles. Right back to the goalie. And that again was that top scorer, Danny Rodriguez, and kind of holding her side after that one. Not sure if she's trying to catch her breath or what, but 2 shots in a row. That's 17 shots on goal for Hobbs so far. Lady Eagles get the steal on the goal kick at the 45. And a pass to the left hash gets behind Rodriguez, taken away by Roswell. They dish it off to Avila on the far right wing. They're going to get a high kick against Roswell. There I go again, Ron. As the Lady Eagles will get a chance for a shot or a kick here from the 35 off the penalty. Make it the 36 going in. 35 minutes left, second half. Lady Eagles lead Roswell 2-0 here at Watson Stadium. Regular season matchup for district. Kick comes high to the 15. Getting through the traffic is Rodriguez at the 10. She gets tripped, no call, went flat on the ground. And then a shot's taken for the Lady Eagles and barely clinks outside. Did that go in the goal?
It did not.
It did not. It was on the left of the net that time, but boy, very close to getting in that top corner off the shot for the Lady Eagles. That was coming from Salazar. But it looked like that Danny Rodriguez got tripped from behind. She went flat on the grass that time. And that will be the 18th shot on goal for Hobbs. Goal kick for Emily Laura. Getting a lot of action in this game to try to save shots. Gets it taken away for the Lady Eagles by Navarrete. Roswell gets a steal and boots it upfield to the 50, but brought right back for Hobbs off the, looks like the shins of Jasmine Martinez. Ball gets booted out for Hobbs, and now it's going to be Roswell to inbound from the 40. Send it across the 50 mark. Ball loose. Hobbs will pick it up on that far left wing. Taking the dribble herself to the left hash is Ramsey. Ball picked up by her teammate from behind and passed ahead. Chasing to the goal and going right over the top of the goalie. Getting tripped up is Alexi Wright. Boy, she took a tumble. Somersaulted over the top of Emily Laura for a beautiful save there. That's her third in this second half. Boy, Wright just got upended. The punt over the 50-yard line. Going to roll towards the Hobbs Eagles defense, and they'll boot it right back. Right back to the 40-yard line. Spinning with it left. Now to the right is Navarrete on the hash. Tries to pass it up and gets ripped from behind. Stolen by Durant. Up the left hash. Stolen back for the Lady Eagles. Now on the foot of Rivera up the near side. Tries to pass it upfield and taken right back by Roswell. Up to the 50-yard line. Unloads to Martinez and booted out for the Lady Eagles to that far left wing. Hobbs will track it down. Keeps it in play. Does Ramsey and tries to take it up the field on the dribble and gets it knocked out by Roswell. 33 minutes left here in the second half. Hobbs holding on to a 2-0 lead, which they had at halftime. A total of 18 shots on goal. 3 for Roswell. And the inbound to the left wing. On the left hash, ball gets knocked out by Sanchez. Booted towards the goal, but it goes from left to right and rolls toward the sideline. Chasing it down. Nice attack there by Wright to keep it alive. Saves it in, but it's going to be Roswell with it now. And they'll kick it up the left hash, but right back to Hobbs at the 30. They're trying to move themselves up here to get the offense as close to the defense up the field as much as possible. Trying to dribble in traffic was Martinez and lost it out of bounds. Roswell to inbound from close to the 30. Hobbs with the chest shot, but it goes right out of bounds again. Alexis Sanchez right in the area that time. Quick inbound. Chested out again for Hobbs. They continue to contend all the inbounds. That was Jasmine Martinez, and it still goes out at the 45. Having to chase it to the bleachers now is Cecilia, or make that Brianna Fowler for Roswell near the 50-yard marker. Looks like Roswell gets some subs in here too. Checking in for the Coyotes is Arlette Montanez. She's one of the 5 sophomores starting for Roswell. 3 teams in the district had a big graduation number of seniors this past season, including the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Ball gets kicked out. Roswell inbound once again. That's Fowler from the 50. Throws it ahead. Roswell has it now at the 30 in their front field. He's trying to send a pass to that right wing, but well in advance of their winger, Nayeli Sierra, goes out of bounds. Turnover back to Hobbs. The quick inbound for the Lady Eagles is headed a couple of times on that left wing. That's Rousey Ramsey gets a piece of it. Also came off the head of Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying to go around her defender and gets it stripped away by Duran. Pass to the right wing. Roswell's going to take a big boot up that sideline right. Chasing it down. Looked like it should have been an offside penalty. And a shot from the left of the goal. Goes in front and rolls out of bounds on the other end. So getting ahead of the action that time was Mariana Maldonado, but it looked like she was offside. No call there. And the shot on goal nowhere near the box there. Just the 4th in the game for Roswell. Again, it's 18-4 in terms of shots in this ball game. Pass out to the right wing to Martinez. She'll dribble up the near sideline. Cross over to the right hash. Trying to drive through traffic was Navarrete and stolen by Roswell. They'll boot it into their front field. Trying to get the offense going with a 2-0 deficit to Hobbs. Picking it up is Montanez on the right wing. Stolen by the Lady Eagles. Passed up the far sideline. Breaking through is Rodriguez. She's got a 2 on, or make it a 3 on 2 now. Dribbles to the left hash at the 10 to the 5. Into the end zone, and a slide tackle there as the ball gets booted out of bounds on that right side of the goal. Nice little save action there for Lopez to keep it away from a chance for Rodriguez to fire a shot. Of course, she's already gotten 1 goal back in the first half along with Michaela Salazar. So Hobbs will get the corner kick from the right of the net. Trying to catch her breath over there, too. She's hunched over Danny Rodriguez, waiting for some subs to come in and really trying to get some oxygen back in the system. She is a high charger up and down the field the whole game. Takes a big boot, keeps it on the ground in front of the goal. It rolls through from right to left, out of bounds here on the other sideline in front of the press box. And so that will be a possession for Carlsbad after the turnover on the corner kick. 29 minutes remaining here in the second half as the Hobbs Lady Eagles lead Roswell 2-0, which was our halftime score. Block on the kick there for Rodriguez, and the kick up ahead for Roswell gets the recovery. Big battle going on at the 45. Lady Eagles trying to slice it through, and it picked up by Martinez on the near side in the defense. Booted ahead. Roswell gets a foot on it. Hobbs will chest it down to regain possession at the 50. Dish off to the right wing. To right. Roswell player comes and knocks it out of bounds. It will be Hobbs' ball, and no, it's going to be Roswell. Quick inbound comes off the shoulder of Martinez for Hobbs. Ball loose at the 40-yard line. Picked up for the Roswell Lady Coyotes by Marquez. Sends it back deep, and it's going to be Hobbs going to have to track it down on their defensive backfield. Coming up the near sideline with it. As the pass coming in to Alexi Wright on the right wing. Gets it booted out by Roswell. She turns and fires the inbound and trying to chase it down for Hobbs. To the right wing is Karime Beltran. Tries to center it. Crosses it over from right to left all the way down to the deep left corner. Still getting a piece of it is Rodriguez dancing around. Trying to get a stop on it. Now inside the goal box. And she's getting double teamed on left or right of the goal. Stripped by Roswell. Hobbs will get it back and chasing it towards the goal. And a shot taken on the left. It hits the post and goes out of bounds. Good attempt there for Lady Eagles, Karime Beltran. And she's going to be the one to take it to the corner kick as well. Beltran just coming in here in this second half, and she will set that up near the flag with 27 minutes remaining, 2-0 to score. Beltran's corner kick, little curve action right to the goalie who's right of the box there. Laura just reaches up and pulls it down for save number 4. She's just going to hold the ball under her right arm now and trying to see who's going to get open. Boots it from the right hash, a high one, to the 40. Lady Eagles get a foot on it, loose for just a second, a battle for it. Hobbs passes deflected off Roswell, and they'll send it upfield, but nobody really opened for him, and Hobbs will just boot it right back into the offensive front. Protecting it on the near sideline and trying to kick it ahead now is Beltran. It goes out of bounds back to Roswell. 26 minutes remaining, second half. Another couple of subs for the Lady Coyotes, and that includes Karen Avila. And also coming in for Roswell, Amarie Leos. Got to go track down the ball now. We're all the way behind the end zone, heading towards the football field house. 2-0, Hobbs leading Roswell. Bicycle kick converted by Alexi Wright to the 15. Stolen back for Roswell. But Hobbs will get it back again as Rodriguez is going to set off to the left. Turns and fires a shot from the right of the goal, and unfortunately misses it off to the left side. Still getting that 2-0 lead going on here. The attempt shot for Rozzy Ramsey, that was the 19th attempt on goal. We do have a football score for you going on with Eunice and New Mexico Military Institute. Ron Gunner tracking this down for us. 34-7. The Cardinals trying to work on a 4-0 record as they're up 27 over the Institute from Roswell. Lady Eagles are going to get past the defender at the 20. A turn and a shot, 30-yard kick there, and it sails off to the left for the Lady Eagles, and they kind of come out flat-footed after taking those shots. They're kind of like a day at the office here. I think they feel that 2-0 cushion at this point, so no good for Danny Rodriguez on that one, but that is the 20th shot on goal so far. 25 minutes remaining in the game, still 2-0. Hobbs and Roswell. Again, both teams at 1-2 in the district. Hobbs Lady Eagles are in desperation mode to keep alive in these standings. They're 5-2 overall. Goal kick comes back to the Hobbs Eagle defensive core here. And a kick out from the 30-yard line of the hash in the backfield to keep the defense out of the way. Booted out by Jaden Salazar. So will be Roswell ball near the 20-yard line in their front field. They're down by 2. Inbound comes in. Big battle going on. Nice defensive play by Nav, ready to get it through. Gets it away from her offensive player. And a pass down to the 40 left hash. Rodriguez passes and gets it back. Gets ahead of the defenders. One-on-one now. She goes towards the goal. Gets it stripped from behind. 3 defenders come from behind to help out. Passes to the left. Shot on goal. And counted into the deep left corner of the net. Beautiful shot that time for Karime Beltran to put it through for the Lady Eagles to make it 3-0. They've been waiting, kind of a drought. You can see the energy had kind of dropped off just a bit the last couple of minutes, taking shots and kind of walking it off afterwards. So Karime Beltran, the senior forward, puts it through, and the Lady Eagles now lead 4-0. This one coming at the 24-minute, 24-second mark. Definitely a nice cushion to have, 3-0. And this will be some good insurance goals to add on, too. If they have a tie in district, that's going to be very important to break the tie, whoever has the most goals on the differential. Roswell to get it in now offensively. Big boot coming over to the near sideline, headed for the Lady Eagles. Hobbs trying to track it down, but it goes out of bounds. That one came off the head of Alexi Wright. Samantha Duran now has it at the 35-yard line, throws it ahead, headed up in the air, again by Wright. And the ball gets booted back out. Thanks to our sponsors of Lady Eagles Soccer, including Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Devon Energy, Forest Tire, Robinson & Associates, Lot T & Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, A-Tech Air Conditioning, and Lee County State Bank. We're at the 23:36 mark of the second half, and Hobbs up 3-0 thanks to a goal by Karime Beltran. Roswell booted to the 25. We have a player flat on her back, injured. One of the Hobbs players going to help her out there, and that's Raina Navretti, a real good sportsmanship, trying to help up this injured player. And they finally stopped the action here on the near sideline. The hurt Roswell player was Mariana Maldonado. And she's back down on the ground again. That's the second major injury that we've seen earlier in the game. We had a girl go down that was wobbly and almost passed out right on when she stood up and started to fall to the ground, and they had to catch her. And the same thing kind of happened here. I'm not sure if maybe the heat's starting to be a problem down on that field, but she is flat on her back. She tried to get up and was up for just about a second, but was hunched over. We're going to take a quick timeout. 23 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the second half. Hobbs 3, Roswell nothing. Come back with us in 2 minutes on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. The second player that's been carted off the field here for Roswell in this game, that was number 6, Mariana Maldonado. And she started to get up. She went down again. That's what happened with their last player that exited earlier in the ball game. So not sure if there's some dehydration issues, or I know definitely the first girl was major dizzy as she stood up and just almost collapsed back down. They had to catch her there. So we'll be back to live action here. Hobbs leading 3-0 over Roswell, live here on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Don't forget tonight we've got some Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball going on the Eagle 100.9. They'll be up in Rio Doso to take on Moriarty in a central neutral location. Of course, we had football last night. Big win for the Hobbs Eagles. They knocked off Artesia. They'll have a bowl game, playoff game, whatever you want to call it, next week. And that's not for sure, but we'll have to wait and see when the date is on that. Should have some information here in the next couple of days. Hobbs ball now. They lead 3-0. Ball comes off a Roswell foot and rolls out of bounds. So quickly tracking it down for the Lady Eagles is Danny Rodriguez. Quick throwing up that far left sideline. Comes off the knee of Beltran. Beltran scored a goal, the only one here in the second half for either team at the 24-24 mark. Just about a minute and a half ago. Hobbs will get it on the far side left and knocked out by Roswell. A running throw in now for Ramsey. Headed in the goal box by Roswell. It's loose, but a good save there by Emily Lahr to keep it from being shot by the Lady Eagles. Dangerous header there for Roswell and their deep defensive unit. Big boot for Laura across the 50-yard line, chested down by the Lady Eagles. Good job there by Martinez. Getting loose on the left hash, trying to continue to dribble, but getting stripped is Rodriguez. Pass back off to the left wing. She gets it back. She'll keep up the dribble on the sideline. She's tripped from behind. And, boy, that was an ugly one. She got tumbled up. And she's on the ground now, hunched over. And it looks like the Roswell player trying to give her some apologies there. And she's going to get a yellow card out of that one. A little bit too much of a trip and caused Danny Rodriguez to take a spill. Try to double-check who that was that caused the trip. He's going to take a run to the bench now. That was Eliza Lopez. So Hobbs will get the kick from the left wing. 3 Roswell players going to set up a wall about 10 yards away from her. As the kick will be coming. Let's see if Danny's not going to take it. She got hurt there. Ramsey will take the shot here. Kick is high towards the goal. Loose, and it's going to get knocked off by Roswell. Going to roll toward the near sideline. It's a bodies again. Boy, another shove in the back, this time by Danny Rodriguez as she takes out the defender and takes a spill on the carpet. Boy, both teams getting very physical now, a little bit chippy out there. Very critical game regardless. They say that's number 19, but that's not on our roster, so I'm not sure who that is out on the field. It just took a spill because of the block in the back by Danny Rodriguez. Almost a football game, the American football, I should say, in this one. Pass up ahead for the Lady Eagles. A header by Rodriguez on the near side. Stolen by Roswell. Comes back up the near side. Dribbled around by Motto. Tries to pass up ahead. Goes back to the Hobbs defense. And they're just going to let it roll back to the goalie, Ashley Chacon. Hasn't had a lot of action today back there. Just 4 shots on goal. She boots it toward the 50. Hobbs breaks through momentarily. Beltran, but it booted hard for Roswell. Into the front field off the foot of Singleton. Hobbs has it, though, at the 25 in their backfield. Pass off to the right wing. A little bit too far ahead, and a big boot out of bounds by Singleton. So Hobbs will get it back on the inbound. They lead 3-0 over Roswell with 20 minutes remaining, and there's going to be some added time here with the injury we just had seconds ago. Inbounder will be Alexi Wright. Takes a look up the field to see what she has available. Sends it up that near sideline. Over the top of the Lady Eagles, and Roswell gets a foot on it. Loose at the 20. Picked up by Avia for Roswell. Gets shoved from behind. The ball comes loose up to the 50. Hobbs will get a piece of it. Spinning with the ball. And up the pass from Salazar. Picked up on the left hash by Baker. Baker gets tripped, no call. She kind of stumbles forward. The ball comes loose on the far side. Trying to be tracked down by the Lady Eagles' Ivory Rico, but cannot come up with it. Might have been coming off of a Roswell player anyway. It does go back to the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Spin move by Baker on the inbound from the far side. Gets bodied towards the sideline, and they're going to say it goes off of her. Roswell will get the inbound from close to the 50-yard line. They throw it ahead on a header. Continues up that far side, coming off the head of Arlette Montanez, and it goes out of bounds. Clock to 19:35 remaining here in the second half. Pretty much a battle for second place right now in the district. Carlsbad leading 2-0 with the record, but Clovis sitting at 1-1. They're playing Carlsbad. Roswell and Hobbs sitting at 1-2. So really a battle for second at this point. It'll be really nice to see Clovis pick off Carlsbad to help out the cause for the playoffs. Of course, the district champ will be automatically in the state tournament. 6 teams will do that from the 6 districts and 2 wild cards from the state. So very hard to get one of those 2 spots. Eagles get the steal on the inbound from the 50-yard line. And dribbling across that timeline and coming up after a pass to right. She's on the right hash and a 1-on-2. Fires a shot towards the goalie. Nice save for Laura. And the cleanup on the left baseline by Baker. Roswell's going to punch it out. That was the 5th save of the game for the goalie Laura. Ball comes out of bounds on the far side off the Lady Eagles as it was last touched by Beltran. Roswell will get a sub in. As returning to the game is Samantha Durant. 18:28 left here, second half. 3-0 Hobbs lead over Roswell. Inbound comes in from the 25, up the sideline, far right. Ball booted by the Lady Eagles from about 40 yards out, and that was just kind of a catch-our-breath type of play there for Rozzy Ramsey. Nobody up moving towards the goal for the Lady Eagles. Big boot for the goalie, Laura, back to the Hobbs Eagle defense. Stolen by Roswell up the near sideline. Pass comes back to the 40, still in the front field for Anaí Sierra. Gives it back behind to Avia on the right hash. Keeps it up the right hash, but Hobbs is going to get a foot on it. And clearing the ball out of play is Jasmine Martinez. Right to the 50-yard line. Pass off to the near side. Chasing it is Alexi Wright. She's going to get bodied up from behind by Brianna Fowler. Chases it down to the right corner, and Fowler gets a steal from behind. Turns and powers the kick to the 20. Goes off the head of Beltran. Loose at the 30. Hobbs is getting retracted again on the right hash. Dribbling with it is Navarrete. Turns and fires a shot, and it's left of the goal. Goes out of bounds on the back line. Lady Eagles now with 21 shots. It's been a few minutes since they've had a shot on goal. Looks like another sub going to check in. This for the Lady Eagles. Back on the field is Desiree Muro, the sophomore. And returning for Roswell, Annalisa Avia. Underneath 17 minutes remaining here in the second half. Roswell's got to get something generated. They trail by 3. Hobbs making up for that 2-1 loss last week to the Coyotes up in Roswell. The boot comes down to the near side, trying to chase it down as it gets off a foot as Lopez for Roswell goes out of bounds. Lady Eagles will have it in their offensive front field now. Inbounding will be Jasmine Martinez. I'd like to thank our sponsors of Lady Eagles Soccer, including Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Devon Energy, Robinson and Associates, Forest Tire, La Tienda Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, ATEC Air Conditioning, and Lee County State Bank. The Hobbs Lady Eagles can't keep a track on the pass. It goes out on the left base, out of bounds. So that'll be a turnover back to Roswell. Only a total of 4 shots on goal this afternoon for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, so getting a little breather back there. Ashley Chacon, she's kind of moved up towards about the front of the goal box around the 10-yard line in her backfield. Goal kick for Laura, takes it herself, stolen by the Lady Eagles at the 25, and it looks like we've got an offside penalty, so it'll be Roswell ball. They'll move it back to about the 28, make it the 29-yard marker, as we'll get the kick for Roswell. Long one for Campos to the right hash. Stolen back for the Lady Eagles by Baker on the far side. She's on the left. Double team against her, gets by 2 of them. Tries to center it up. Roswell gets a foot on it at the hash. Putting it back in play is Ramsey towards the middle. Big boot for Roswell. Rolling out toward the near sideline now, and it's going to go towards the line and out of bounds. Hobbs was thinking about trying to save it, but Michaela Salazar couldn't get her body in front of it. It should be Roswell possession. Looks like the official is going to override the call and give it back to Hobbs. He came across the field and blowing his whistle, try to catch their attention. Inbounding will be Martinez at the 35. Throws it ahead on the near sideline. Booted by Roswell. Gets behind the teammate, Sierra, at the 35. Goes to the right hash, stolen back for the Lady Eagles. Putting it in play, Martinez ahead towards the goal. And unfortunately, her teammate wasn't quite ready for it as the ball gets past her. Trying to get an opportunity to turn and fire there, Beltran on the left of the goalpost, but it's going to be picked up by Laura. She'll boot it away. Has some big, strong kicks in this game. This goes to the 50, and reaching out a foot on it for the Lady Eagles was Salazar. She passes it back deep and returns it across the timeline. Ball loose at the 35. It comes off a Roswell foot, picked back up by the Lady Eagles. Stop and go. Spin move now for Hobbs by Navarrete to the right hash. Crossover pass to the 40 of the left. And back deep in the backfield for the defense. Martinez will boot it ahead. Coming up and getting it is Jasmine Martinez on the right hash. And returns to the near sideline behind her. Taking a few dribbles as a defender. But helping out on this squeeze play offense was Martinez. Booted back into the Hobbs Eagle defense. And now the dribble for Martinez on the right side. Stop and go. Tries to kick it up ahead, and looks like for a moment that was an offside penalty, but the official pulls the flag down. Hobbs still has it in the front side. Ball gets deflected and returned by Salazar, but right back to Roswell on the far right wing. Powering ahead, the shot is Avila on the pass, stolen by the Lady Eagles. Dribbling up the far sideline is Martinez as she unloads it to the left wing. On the run is Ramsey. Gets it inside to Baker on the 15-yard line, left hash. She gets pushed in the back. Ball comes out. No call by the official. Tracked down on the far sideline. A battle going on. It's going to be Hobbs' ball. The quick inbound coming in for Ramsey to the left hash to Baker. Baker getting pushed in the back on that hash. Tries to turn and pass, and she gets shoved to the grass. Kind of rolls around and taking a few seconds to get herself off the grass. I don't think she's feeling too good at this point. Cross pass to the right hash to Salazar. Stripped from behind by Roswell. They kind of tap shot it towards the back line. It goes out of bounds. So it should be Hobbs with a corner kick here. Clock down to 12:20 remaining here in the second half. Lady Eagles holding on to a 3-0 lead. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second. Hobbs will get the corner kick from the left deep corner. And taking care of that for the Lady Eagles is Beltran, Karime. Ball kicked right to the goalie as Laura just waits for it. 22nd shot on goal for the Lady Eagles. Coach Lopez has got to be happy about the execution and the attack style of this game compared to Carlsbad a few nights ago. Lady Eagles get the return on the 50-yard line off the goal kick. A header by Navarrete. Boot coming from the 35 for Roswell off the foot of Singleton. Hobbs trying to get it back, and they do at the 30. Coming back to get it is Miro on the right wing. She gets past her defender, but lost the ball, and Roswell is going to boot it out. Don't want to take any chances on the dribbles there to get it stolen. So Roswell continues just to keep it out of the way. So it's kicked out by Campos. Hobbs will inbound here on the near side, and for some reason they're giving it back to Roswell. It seemed like a clean knock out of bounds that time. Nope, now they're going to switch it back to Hobbs. So Roswell trying to take advantage, a little tricky there in front of the line judge as we get ready for the inbound from Desiree Miro on the near side. Throws it deep towards the 10-yard line. Stolen by Roswell in transition on the near side. Taking a dribble up the near left sideline and trying to boot it hard was Sierra, but Hobbs gets right in front. Take a steal at the 30. They sent it ahead, but no chance for a track down for the Lady Eagles, and kind of lowering her head after the pass was Ramsey. She knew she'd forwarded that too much. Right back to the goalie, Laura. Down to 10:30 remaining here in the second. 3-0 Hobbs. Still for the Eagles at the 50, but right back to Roswell at the deflection. Trying to spin with it is Lopez. Stolen by Hobbs momentarily by Muro. Getting it back is Lopez on the near side. Tries to kick it back into the leg of Rodriguez as Rodriguez tried to take a shot from about 15 yards out, but it's blocked by by Roswell. Lady Eagles will get it on the far sideline off the deflection. Chasing it down was Ramsey. She turns and tries to kick back inside, and it goes off the knee of the Roswell Coyote. Getting a knee on at that time was Ruth Martinez. And boy, Roswell spending a lot of time on defense in this ball game. Again, the shot count is 22-4 or 22-5. Corner kick for the Lady Eagles on the right side of the net. Taking her time to spot up the play is Ramsey. Little curve action. Comes in front of the goal. A knee shot for the Lady Eagles, but comes off the knee to the left side. Trying to get a chance to score was Miro that time. Hobbs will reset to the right hash. Another kick is blocked by Carlsbad with the back. And it will go back out of bounds on this near sideline. Hobbs will get it back, though, on the inbound. Getting it in will be Alexi Wright. She doesn't take any time. Fires it towards the goal. Getting a chest on it for Hobbs is Rodriguez, about 10 feet away. Spins. 3 defenders on her. Triple teamed. And it's taken away by Roswell. But pulled down for the Lady Eagles, though, on Wright on the deflected pass. And now Roswell tries to cross it over to the right side. And it goes off the leg. It appeared to go off the leg of Roswell's Martinez, but I think they're going to give it to Roswell anyway. 8:50 remaining here in the third quarter. Second half, 3-zip the score. 2 goals in the first half, 1 in the second. Off the feet of Salazar, Beltran, and Rodriguez. Roswell at the 22, trying to get the ball in here on that far sideline. Ball comes in and then booted by the inbound man as it deflects back to her, tracking it down to Salazar, middle of the field for the Lady Eagles. Pass off to the near side. Hobbs trying to get it back. As Salazar almost sent it out, and then it was last touched by the Roswell Coyotes. They'll get the inbound for the Lady Eagles. Chasing it up to the stadium bleachers now is Jasmine Martinez. She'll come back to the near sideline with 8 minutes remaining. No urgency for Hobbs with a 3-0 spotted lead here. Inbound it right to the chest of Wright, but it goes out on the near side, so it'll be returned to Roswell on the turnover. They throw it in quickly. Shoulder shot for the Coyotes. Goes out of bounds again, coming off of Sierra. And Hobbs will get it back on the turnover. Don't forget, we have coverage of Hobbs Lady Eagle basketball opening the season in Rio Dosa tonight at 6:30. You can catch that on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, right here on the YouTube channel for Hobbs Sports, and the Eagle 100 FM. Ooh, boy, a major hip job there by Brianna Baker. Knocked down her opponent to the turf. It goes out of bounds. Thought they might get a penalty on that. We'll see if they set it in play. Yes, they will. So they got the penalty on Baker for hipping her opponent to the ground. That was Campos that took a spill. She'll turn and fire the kick upfield, and it hits her teammate right in the face. That was a Villa at the 45, stolen by the Lady Eagles. Nice pick off for Wright on the near sideline with 7 minutes remaining. Tries to dribble through traffic, but not going to get through the feet of Fowler, who boots it ahead for Roswell. Hobbs gets a steal on the right hash, taken by Miro. Miro sent it to the left hash. In transition is Salazar. Pass off to the far left wing. And trying to spot it up, and crossover shot by Ramsey from that far sideline. Looked like she was trying to pass, but had a lot of velocity on that. It sails out on the baseline, though, out of play. Clock ticking with 6:28 remaining here in the second half. Can the Eagles hold on to a 3-0 lead? At this point, it seems like it will happen to try to improve their record to 2-2 in district. That also get them to 6-2 overall. Very critical win here with the play we've seen here at Watson Stadium. Goal kick for Laura to the right hash 30. Getting a knee on it is Rodriguez. Will track it down herself. 1-on-2, gets shoved. No call by the official that time. Hobbs getting some help over on that far side by Ramsey to get the recovery. Spots it up and takes a shot towards the goal on the right of the net, and it's caught easily by Laura. 23 shots on goal. That is the 6th save for Laura, the goalie. She boots it hard to the 50. She does have a strong leg on those kicks. Rolls out of bounds. Roswell get the benefit of the doubt as it comes off the leg of the Lady Eagles, coming off of Salazar. Quick inbound. Ricochet around for Hobbs. Roswell gets a scoop kick to the 15 to center it up. Trying to get ahead. Lost control of the dribble was Lopez. And then it gets booted through right back to the goalie for Hobbs. That's Ashley Chacon. So that'll count as a save for her. That's her 4th. She boots it to the far sideline. Head shot for the Lady Eagles at the 40. Still in the backfield. Came off the head of Ramsey. Up ahead, getting a track down for the Hobbs Lady Eagles on the left hash. Getting stripped about the 5-yard line, but continuing to battle for the Lady Eagles and sends it forward as Rodriguez, but right back to the goalie. So Rodriguez continues to put 100% energy into these games, and that was the 24th shot on goal. 4:45 remaining in the game, 3-0 Hobbs. Definitely going to be adding some time to those numbers due to the long delay with the injury we had earlier for Roswell. Substitution for the Lady Eagles checking in is Alexis Sanchez. Is taking a well-deserved break. Desiree Muro. The inbound comes in. Roswell gets a header on it. Sidewinder kick for the Lady Eagles to the 50. Nice chest shot to bring it down for Rodriguez. Cross over to the right side on the pass. Chasing it is right. A little bit too far for her. It goes out of bounds. We'll go back to Roswell. She had a big battle play going on there for Fowler. They're both chasing it down, kind of shouldering each other. Been getting kind of physical in this game. Fowler throws it in. Gets deflected right back to her. Another kick with her left foot, but right out of bounds to the track and field here, right in front of the press box grandstands. Clock is not an ally for the Roswell Lady Coyotes at 3:45 remaining here in the second half. Of course, Hobbs still has a chance to pick off Carlsbad next week, part of a doubleheader with the boys. They sit atop of the district standings at 2-0. Long inbound to the 20. Chasing it down for the Lady Eagles, Brianna Baker. Pass to right behind her to right, and again to Baker on the right wing. Gets it over to Rodriguez on the right hash, and again to Baker in the right corner. She'll slow it up, stop with it, traps it. Over to right on the right hash, takes a pass up the middle, and trying to turn and fire the shot, but lost it off her foot. I think her ankle got kind of turned on the ball that time, was Alexis Sanchez. Kind of a roller right back to lower the goalie. Boots it to the 50. Hobbs gets a foot on it. Then Roswell kicks it hard down the field. But no forwards to help out off the boot of Singleton. It gets knocked out of bounds off the Lady Eagles. Roswell really not much of a threat. They've had about 2 shots on goal here in the second half. 2:45 remaining on the official clock with a little bit of added time definitely to come. On the near sideline, the inbound is Sierra. And they're going to call a throw-in violation. She must have lifted her foot. Hobbs will return it with a pass up ahead, and it's going to be stolen by Roswell. They'll boot it down the near sideline. Coming to Sierra. Lost it for a second. Trying to get challenged here. It's coming up on her chest, and her was Alexis Sanchez. Quick inbound for the Coyotes. Hobbs gets a steal on the right hash by Salazar. Having a battle. And winning the battle, Singleton kicks it ahead, but right back to the Lady Eagles. They'll clean it out on the left hash. Pass up to the far sideline. Off to the races is Rodriguez. 2-on-2. Crossover move. Left hash to the 10 to the 5 at the top of the end zone. And she's going to back it out. Smartly does a pass back to her teammate. Rosie Ramsey turns and fires a 25-foot shot right to the goalie on the right of the net. Boy, didn't think she was going to shoot that one, and then fires it hard. Rocket leg that time for Ramsey. 25 shots on goal. That will be the 7th save by Emily Laura. Clock to 2 minutes, so we're underneath some ad time on top of that. Long pass down the near sideline to Lopez. Their longest chance for the goal. 1-on-3. Lopez turns and fires to the right of the post. Diving on the ball is Ashley Chacon for the save. That was the biggest challenge that Roswell has given Hobbs in this ball game. That was their 6th shot on goal and the 5th save. And we've got 3 whistles on the field. Boy, what happened to the add-on time? Not much added on for this game. That is the final. The Hobbs Lady Eagles win 3-0 over Roswell to improve to 6-2 on the season and even up their district record at 2-2. We will take a 2-minute break and wrap it up here with the Hobbs Lady Eagle post-game show on HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you this afternoon. The Hobbs Lady Eagles victorious over Roswell, 3-0. Thanks to some goals in the first half, it was 2-0. Michaela Salazar at the 24-minute mark, 15-minute mark. Danny Rodriguez scores. And then the final one, Karime Beltran at 24 minutes left in the second half. Again, 3-0 the final. Hobbs Lady Eagles improved to 6-2 overall, and more importantly, the district record as they get to 2-2, dropping Roswell to the bottom of the league at 1-3. Now, Carlsbad and Clovis, I believe, are playing today. Carlsbad at 2-0. Clovis at 1-1, so definitely would like to see that pick off by Clovis to get Carlsbad their first loss of the season. But a very important game for Coach Lopez and the Lady Eagles. As she said in the pregame, you had to win on out for the rest of the season, plus win by at least 2 goals, so they get another extra insurance cushion there by winning 3-0 in this one. And definitely a major offensive performance for the Lady Eagles. A lot of shots on goal. They had 25 in this game unofficially. Only 6 for Roswell, including a big one towards the end there. A total of 5 saves for Hobbs goalie Ashley Chacon, and for the Roswell Coyotes, Emily Laura had a total of 7 saves. But a big win for the Lady Eagles to get that W and puts them in a decent position, a lot better than they had coming into today. They do have some games, very critical games, to finish up their regular district schedule. They will be on the road for both of those. They will be at Clovis on Tuesday, that is March 30th, as they'll head to Wildcat Land, tentatively set for 6 o'clock. I'm not sure if there'll be a JV game before that. If not, they might move that game up a little bit, but that will be Tuesday. Of course, they already defeated Clovis earlier this season 2-1, so a close game there. And then on Thursday, it will be a major battle in Carlsbad as the Hobbs Lady Eagles take on the Cave Girls. So hopefully before that, there will be another loss for Carlsbad, at least to Clovis today. And I think they might have a Roswell matchup as well on Tuesday before they play Hobbs. So it's going to come down to the wire. In fact, the last 7 seasons, Hobbs and Carlsbad have had games that have been 1 goal differential. So, again, Hobbs needs to continue the momentum. 6 teams will advance automatically being district champs. That doesn't mean you know for sure what their rankings will be. 4 of those teams will get a home matchup to start the first round, and 4 will have to go on the road. But at the same time, you still could get a wild card bid, which is 2 teams out of the state, but really that'd be a hard road to hoe with all those teams around the state of New Mexico in the top division. So trying to get that district championship, very important. The way you can do it is to knock off Carlsbad next Thursday. Hopefully they get beat by somebody else, because if they don't, Hobbs does have 2 losses. Carlsbad at this point, none. So have to have 2 to get them even a chance to break a tie and get one of those and get the district championship due to that situation. Whether they get a wild card be a very big question mark, and Coach Lopez says she thinks that a lot of those districts up north probably have a better balance of teams at this point and possibly would have a better shot at getting one of those wild cards. But it doesn't matter. They're going to keep continuing to win, which is the most important fact here. That's what is going to give them even a shot to make it into the playoffs. Again, the final score today, 3-0, as Hobbs defeats Roswell. Again, their record 6-2, 2-2 in the district. We'd like to thank our sponsors of Lady Eagles Soccer throughout the season, including Bobby Shaw Realty, Gateway Insurance, Forest Tire, Devon Energy, Robinson and Associates, La Tienda Grocery, Lasco Construction, First American Bank, TDS, ATEC Air Conditioning, and Lee County State Bank. Just want to remind you, tonight, the Hobbs Lady Eagles will open up their season at 6:30 on the road. They'll be in Ruidoso to take on Moriarty. 6:30, that'll be on the radio, Cole 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com. Actually, not Cole 95.7, excuse me, Eagle 100.9. Also, HobbsAmerica.com, and right here on the YouTube Hobbs Eagle station on the internet. So you definitely get a lot of different ways to catch that first game of the season. If you want to watch some local basketball here at Tasker Arena tonight, 6 o'clock start time, the Hobbs JV opens up their season as they take on Carlsbad. And I believe they're going to have 33% capacity there, so there should be plenty of room for people to get tickets. And you have to get those online, by the way, to be at that ball game. So definitely some action tonight. Lots of soccer to continue on throughout the season, along with volleyball. So definitely something to watch. No Mark Broadcasting hooking you up with teams from all over Lee County. We had Eunice football going on today, and pretty big lead for the Cardinals the last time we checked. I believe it was a 21-point lead over New Mexico Military Institute. That is on the radio as well today at Cool 95.7. So lots of action to continue as we have these shortened seasons coming into April pretty quickly for 2021. Again, final score, 3-0. The Hobbs Lady Eagles knock off Roswell. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, have a great rest of a weekend out there.